Good evening, good afternoon. I don't think anybody is in the mood to have, I can see a smile suddenly coming up when I said that. It won't be too long. First of all, I'd like to thank our Consul General and everybody who's come here. I would like to share 2-3 thoughts on today's program and what we intend to do. Being associated with the school, that is Hyderabad Public School, I was an old student and I'm on the management as well as in the Old Students Association. Few things which we started doing was, we started realizing that the biggest problem which young women face today, everything stems from school days. In fact, if you go one step, when you go to the ground, age 0 to 5, you actually don't even have a proper system in our country. There were a couple of programs which the US or Europe or other countries have started, or in the last 10 years, 15 years, they have tried to do, but in our country that has always been lacking. You will see a small a play school or a children's school anywhere. Anybody who has a little real estate or anybody who has an apartment will have one school, one board. So what essentially we started identifying was that all these issues and problems are connected with the absolute ground. Earlier days, somebody would be admitted when they would be 5 years or 6 years old. Today, children are going to preschools, children are going to programs, and we started thinking that we need to make some recommendations, study this very closely, and then recommend to the government as to what should be done, what should they do. So part of the things which we realized was, if we are able to lay that absolute, when you say foundation, we need to not go to college, not school, but preschool level. We go there, we lay the right foundation. When you come to school, if you notice, for those who have, the young girls who have recently graduated, and all of us, at some point or the other, it was the middle school which was always tough. At least I'd like to think, I did go through that. So you have your physics, chemistry and biology, and you would see that a lot of times we would not get the right, it would be book knowledge, you just go by a book, not much of infrastructure is available, not much of support is available for kids to actually kind of work around and work on their skills. So one of the things we started working was, why don't we have a school level incubator and an accelerator? Why can't we take ideas from, and how do we assist boys and girls at 6, 7 and 8 who are in class 6, 7 and 8, see whether we can help them work on their skills in this field, as well as lay a foundation by which they excel as they go through, thereby helping them in STEM. So with young girls, what you see, whether it, as Mr. Reddy has said, in rural India or in you see in an urban location, we have been seeing people struggling. We all have been going on social media, we all have been talking about women's empowerment and liking this and that, but the action is very minimal. So we are very happy to have 2 women here who come from very good family backgrounds, but what was interesting was not what their elders have achieved, but what they did in their personal lives and capacities. And it was so nice to hear them also support GIT. So GIT comes into that kind of a thing, we come with that kind of a philosophy, that not only do we help young girls achieve their objectives and dreams, but also start working on laying a pathway, identifying these critical areas and work around it. And one of the other thing is, you know, whenever you look at the US, you always think about the kind of education, the kind of, if you talk to somebody, my son is in the US, we don't really go too deep into it. For example, in healthcare, the best system which they have is, not only do they have universities, they also have research centers. For example, if somebody is being taught science, or somebody is aspiring to become a doctor, you actually are working in a university where research is also imparted to you. These kind of systems have been lacking. So while GIT, this is our advice, that we We work on these critical issues, collect them, collate them, work with the government. Mr. Jayesh was very kind enough to say that we will work together. We on our part also, because I come from a school which has had people like Satya Nadella and a lot of people who have pledged to give back not only to for women-oriented programs, but also initiatives which we will take. So from our school also we would work with JIT as well as take input with the women entrepreneurs, if I may call them, who are here. And thank you very much for all of you for listening patiently. I did take more than 3 minutes, I guess. Thank you.